It's been many years of neglect that's brought me to this point, but it's become clear in the last few months or so that I'm starving for literature, and I have no one to blame for that predicament but myself. I've fallen out of love with books, and my life is infinitely darker for it. Like I've lost the ability to see the color blue, or all the dogs got raptured, and now for me, dogs don't exist anymore, or one of my arms has gone permanently numb. I mean, I can still function, I can still travel through this life, but something meaningful is now unmistakably somehow missing. I've lost the ability to tell stories, which is never something I thought much of my ability to do in the first place. But now through being a songwriter in my 20s and 30s, I developed a couple of tricks that could get me through. And now that my age starts with a 5, I have no sense of that skill anymore. It's simply because I've stopped exposing myself to stories. I look back at the books I used to read, the quality and the quantity of those books, and now I marvel at the amount of time and attention I spent on putting the thoughts from the great storytellers of the world, minds totally unlike mine, with concepts and snapshots and story arcs and poetry from every corner of the world and 1,000 other worlds into my head. And I'm amazed at what my patience used to be. And I wonder if there's any chance that I could reclaim that level of attentiveness, whether this last 15 years of focusing almost exclusively on asking and answering trivia questions, of obsessing on stories that last no more than 20 words at a time and always end in a question mark, whether everything I've learned has culminated in that being how I communicate now, how I interact with the world. Culmination is such a sad word in this context. Like it just means I'm finished evolving or something. Like I'll not get my attention back. That this is the end of what I can do. This is who I am now. This is my home. But maybe that's not the way to look at it. You see, I might be able to change, maybe not back to where I was before, but into a new person again, to break out of this chrysalis and become the kind of person with both rapid-fire trivia synapses and great feel for a great and pithy tweet, and also an ability to keep multiple stories in my head at the same time and relate to them in 4 dimensions over hours or days or years. I want to read Dostoevsky, and I need to build to that. Hell, I want to read Colson Whitehead or Marcy Dermansky or Leanne Shapton, just to name 3 that are right there. John Green once said, maybe he said it many times, but I only heard it once, that your attention is a valuable commodity, and especially in this modern world. It's time for me to grow my attention bank. I miss thinking in stories. It's time for me to learn how to see stories in the world again. If I can learn to tell them, that would be wonderful, but getting to that point is the same as getting to Carnegie Hall. There's only one way there.